The steel bars will be of different grades. Now, what are the different grades of steel? Mild steel, Fe250. The high strength ones, Fe415 and Fe500. These are high strength and they are usually deformed. So HSD, high strength deformed. High strength deformed. These are the grades of steel that we use as reinforcing material mostly in our concrete design. Now, any of you, can you give me an idea about concrete grades? Do you have an idea about the different grades of concrete? M20. But prior to M20, there are many more. M10, M15, M20, M25, M30, M35, and so on and so on. M60, M90, M110. They are all grades of concrete. And what do the grades of concrete mean? Compressive strength. They mean compressive strength. The grade gives you an idea about the strength of concrete. And which strength? Compressive strength. Why do we take the compressive strength of concrete? Because it's good in compression. And that's what we want to actually check. What is the compressive strength? Tensile strength does not matter because it's very weak in tension. Anyway, so we usually then take the compressive strength itself. Now, how do we get the compressive strength of concrete? We test it on a CTM wherein there are platens. There will be a jack which applies load. Two platens. These are platens. Platens are plates, steel plates. तो वहां से लोड आता है onto this cube or onto a cylinder. So we make either a cube या हम बनाते हैं cube. एक 150 cross 150 is the standard cross 150 mm cube we cast. We test it on a CTM, compression testing machine. We test it on CTM and what we get is known as target strength. Remember this is target strength. We get the target strength of the concrete cube or of cylinder. Cylinder specifications are mostly 300 mm by 150 mm. Okay. So for both cases you get different target strengths. Cylinder के लिए अलग and for cube you get different. And it's been seen that for cylinder you get more compressive strength. When you test it here, you are actually getting more strength when you test a cylinder as compared to a cube. Why? Because there is a concept known as shape factor. That's the shape factor. The shape of cylinder is such that its height to its diameter d is around 2:1. While as for cube, this height to its width is 1:1. And what it has been seen that once you keep on varying the shape factor, this height to diameter ratio, there is a slight change in the strength that you achieve while testing. Now, why do we go for cube and cylinder as standards? These are standards for getting compressive strength of concrete. Why do we use cube and cylinder? हम क्यों यूज करते हैं क्यूब एंड सिलेंडर को? Why don't we use any other shape for checking the compressive strength? You can go for any other shape. You can get a polygonal shape, anyone, a quadrilateral shape. Why do we go for this standard? All standards are actually based on repeated tests. Now, you cannot go for compressive strength check of a building. आप बिल्डिंग के ऊपर लोड नहीं दे सकते हो once it's constructed. And once the cube, because concrete, how do we go for construction when we are going in concrete? Concrete mix is made, aggregates, sand and cement are mixed. Then it's called a fresh concrete. Now on a fresh concrete, you cannot check its strength because it's still fresh. So once it's set, then you could go for its strength check. But you cannot check the live building for compressive strength, because once you have constructed the building, do you want to check it till failure? You cannot do that. So that's not permissible. You cannot destroy the building which you are constructing. So you need a specimen from which you can get at least an idea about what is the strength of that concrete building. For that, what do? We use standards. Now the simplest specimen, these are the two simplest specimens, cube and cylinder. They are simplest specimens that you can construct. So it has now become a standard that you only check on cube and cylinder, and you compare the strengths of different buildings, different mixes that you have done. एक दिन आपने एक mix किया, दूसरे दिन कोई और mix किया. So you are actually comparing what happened earlier and what happened the next day. So the easiest way to do that is by casting cubes and cylinders. So while constructing building, आप एक cube भी ले सकते हो from the same mix, from the mixer. आपने उस cube को भी fill up कर दिया और उसी mix में से बाकी आपने material डाल दिया for slab concreting or for column concreting or beam concreting. So that becomes a standard for your what was the grade of that mix that for which you designed that slab. So you can then after 28 दिन के बाद आप इसको check कर सकते हो cube को निकाल के what happened during that casting. It will not give you an exact idea. It will never give you an exact idea. Now I told you it's changing with the shape of the specimen itself as well, but it also changes with many other things. compressive strength will change with number of samples that you take. Now, for example, I have casted one cube. It's giving me a compressive strength, the target compressive strength that I just mentioned. लेकिन मैं उसी मिक्स में से 3 क्यूब्स को अब फिल कर रहा हूँ. देयर आर वाटर क्यूब्स. उसके लिए एक मोल्ड होता है स्टील का, उसमें हम क्यूब फिलअप करते हैं. इफ यू आर नॉट सीन इट येट, देखा है अभी इन द लैब. सो देयर आर 3 क्यूब्स फॉर एग्जांपल, यू आर फिलिंग देम अब विद मटेरियल से फिल करते हो आप इसको. नाउ आई एम फिलिंग अप 3. फॉर ऑल 3 आई गेट सेम मिक्स में से, मिक्सर में से ही निकाला है और 3 क्यूब्स को मैंने फिल कर दिया. देन 28 दिन के बाद बराबर मैंने इन तीनों को टेस्ट किया. तीनों मुझे अलग अलग रीडिंग दे गए. वन विल गिव मी 27 न्यूटन पर एमएम स्क्वायर. नेक्स्ट विल गिव मी 28, जस्ट एन आइडिया. 28 थर्ड विल गिव मी 29. They will never give you the same results. Why? Because concrete is a heterogeneous mixture actually. It's made up of aggregates, sand and cement. तो कहीं पर एग्रीगेट का साइज पार्टिकल का बड़ा होगा और कहीं पर छोटा होगा. कहीं पर सैंड का पार्टिकल मोटा दाना होगा उसमें, कहीं पर पतला होगा. कहीं पर सीमेंट थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा चला जाएगा, कहीं पर कम चला जाएगा. Until and unless you have not mixed it well, and you will never achieve a total homogeneous mixture of concrete. Even if you continue it mixing in the mixer, it will set in the mixer itself, but you will not get the complete mixture नहीं होगा. So, which is a homogeneous mixture, जिसमें particles बराबर distributed, their size, their shape बराबर. समझ आ रहा? Are you all getting this? So you will get different results even from एक ही मिक्सर से निकाल के भी आपने 3 क्यूब्स फिल किए, बराबर टाइम पे आपने तीनों को चेक किया. और ड्यूरिंग दिस प्रोसेस देयर वाज वन मोर थिंग हैपनिंग. इन तीनों को मैंने क्योरिंग टैंक में या कहीं पर गनी बैग्स में बांध के रखा. एंड आई वाज क्योरिंग देम, आई वाज pouring वाटर ओवर देम, और आई वाज कीपिंग देम इन द क्योरिंग टैंक जिसमें पानी था. तो एट सेम टेम्परेचर, तीनों एक ही टेम्परेचर पे. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, टेम्परेचर भी सेम तीनों का था एंड ह्यूमिडिटी भी एटमॉस्फेयर की सेम थी. स्टिल दे विल गिव मी डिफरेंट रिजल्ट्स फॉर लोड. ये समझ आ रहा है? दे विल स्टिल गिव मी डिफरेंट रिजल्ट्स फॉर लोड. सो व्हाई I told you that based on the different particles, it's not a single particle. So, and then what happens? You take an average then. So I will, for the best average would be 28 plus 29 plus 27 divided by 3, and I will get 28. I am getting the compressive strength. But still, if you keep on adding samples, you will come to know, अगर आप 5 सैंपल्स अब ऐड टेस्ट करोगे, you will get much more accurate figure. आप 7 सैंपल्स टेस्ट करोगे, you will get even better. So the chances of getting an error are very less. और जो सैंपल, फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक सैंपल मुझे कहीं पर मिल रहा है, उसकी स्ट्रेंथ मुझे 20 न्यूटन पर एमएम स्क्वायर आ रही है. So this is totally deviated from the others. मैंने 5 सैंपल, उसमें से एक निकला 20 न्यूटन पर एमएम स्क्वायर, टोटली डिविएटेड. आई विल डिसरिगार्ड दैट, रिजेक्ट दैट. या तो उसके सैंपल के पोरिंग में ही प्रॉब्लम थी, या तो वो क्यूब का मोल्ड ही वहाँ पर खराब था. सो आई विल डिस्कार्ड दैट सैंपल. आई विल टेक द अदर सैंपल्स एंड देन, बट देन देयर इज अ मेथड टू दिस. रादर देन टेकिंग द what we call as the average, we actually do the standard deviation and we obtain the coefficient of variation for each one of these, for which we can go in that into next lecture once we discuss the design philosophy. But I will just give you an idea that characteristic strength it's designated by FCK. This is once we have applied the deviation from the median. मीडियन जो रेंज आ रही है उससे जब मैं डिविएशन स्टैटिस्टिकली अप्लाई कर रहा हूँ, देन आई गेट द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक स्ट्रेंथ. इट्स टारगेट स्ट्रेंथ in plus minus 1.65 standard deviation. Now this standard deviation will depend on number of samples. So what did I actually get for each sample was target strength. जब मैंने उसको CTM पे लिया, I just got the target strength, and target strength mind it will always be greater. So this will be almost always minus this one. So you will not get this plus minus, you will almost always get this minus. So because you have to take the maximum characteristic ability. क्यों? आपको दोनों तरफ से you can shift from the axis, but target is your actual maximum that you are getting experimentally. What is target strength? आपने CTM पे लिया उसको and you are getting the maximum strength, but that is not the maximum strength for the whole of the structure. क्यों? CTM पे आपने लिया, for example you got 28 right now, which was average which I took there. CTM पे लेने के बाद, लेकिन क्या 28 actual structure में होगी? Even if it's अगर है भी 28, you will still take less than 28. Why? Because while casting there are various factors जो कि क्यूब में नहीं है. For example, मैंने क्यूब को फिर पानी में रखा, उसको प्रॉपरली क्योर किया, एक छोटे से क्यूब को मैंने गनी बैग से बांध के रखा. अब मैं स्लैब इतनी बड़ी कास्ट कर रहा हूँ, इसको पूरा पानी देना, क्योरिंग करना पॉसिबल नहीं है. उस क्यूब को मैंने अच्छे से टेम्परेचर में रखा, जहाँ पर थोड़ी सी धूप आ रही थी दिन में और बाकी टाइम पे छाँव था ड्यूरिंग समर्स अगर कास्टिंग हुई हो. लेकिन एक्चुअल स्लैब में आधी स्लैब पूरे दिन धूप में ही है. सो यू आर नॉट गेटिंग द एक्चुअल कंडीशंस इन द स्ट्रक्चर. सो while testing in the lab under CTM, you are actually getting higher value. So you have to decrease that value. So you cannot use the target strength. This is maximum target. You have to always be lesser than that. So that's why we actually take the characteristic. This is the characteristic. Characteristic is the property. Characteristic means property. So it's the compressive strength property of concrete, which is designated by F is the stress, CK, this is characteristic for concrete, just a designation. CK is target strength minus 1.65 into standard deviation. This is based on a statistical method wherein what you get is that there is always a now for steel, which is a rebar, which is in the form of rebar. There are various forms of steel. Steel एक तो बार की शक्ल में आता है, something like this. You get it as flats. ऐसे flats, steel flat आते हैं. Simple like this. You get steel in form of plates. ऐसे plates, steel plates होते हैं. You get steel in form of I-section girders like this. You get steel in form of channels. ऐसे channels section view है ये. You get steel as angles. ऐसे एंगल्स होते हैं. You get steel in just, you may get brackets, and you can keep on having hollow pipe sections. Hollow pipe sections के steel. You have rectangular hollow pipe sections. And so on and so on. There are various forms of steel, and these are all structural steel. These all are structural steel. This is rebar, and rebar is used as reinforcement. Reinforcement where? In concrete. So that's what we are focused on in reinforced concrete structure. So the actual word should be design of reinforced concrete structure. But there is plain concrete structure as well. Why do you get plain concrete structures? जहां पर reinforcement की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है. Anyone? कहां पर जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है reinforcement की in concrete? Where have you seen concrete, not mortar. Mortar is cement plus sand. Where have you seen cement plus sand plus aggregates, जिसको हम बजरी कहते हैं? Cement plus sand plus aggregates, coarse aggregates, without reinforcement. Have you seen it anywhere?
Drainage.
In?
Drainage.
No, that is mud mat. एक तो mud mat में आपने देखा होगा, while laying फाउंडेशन के नीचे एक मैट ले करते हैं. इट्स जस्ट स्मॉल थिन थिंग जो फॉर्मेशन लेवल आपको अचीव करके देता है कि यहाँ से आपको अब कंस्ट्रक्शन स्टार्ट करनी है. अदरवाइज मड मैट हैज नो अदर पर्पस. कहीं पर आपने डैम प्रूफिंग कोर्स डाला, इट मे बी विदाउट reinforcement. Anywhere else, but these are not structural elements. They are not structural elements. You will see all structural elements, retaining walls with steel. You will see overhead water tanks they will be in RC, reinforced concrete. Other than that is dams. While you are constructing a dam wall, this is a dam wall. ये दो पहाड़ के बीच में है this. Or it's just as a barrier somewhere. This dam wall is not constructed with steel. Why? Because it's done in mass concreting. It's done in mass concreting. And what is mass concreting? जब आप बहुत सारा कंक्रीट का वॉल्यूम और करते जा रहे हो. A dam which is, for example, 100 meter high, its thickness would be easily around 10-15 meters, 10 to 15 meters. अब 15 मीटर की थिकनेस का वॉल, 10-15 मीटर की थिकनेस का वॉल, 40 फुट थिकनेस वॉल की, 50 फुट, 100 फुट तक भी जाती है. सो हाउ मच इज दैट? ये 3-4 कमरे मिला के इतनी उसकी थिकनेस वॉल की है. So it's all done in concrete, pouring and pouring. That's mass concreting. So you actually do not require steel there because it's supported due to gravity itself. And tension में there are very less chances of failure in tension because पानी डैम के पीछे होता है ये, तो पानी का फोर्स ऐसे आ रहा है onto the dam, but the wall is made so thick so it takes up the tension even when it's only concrete. And why do we avoid steel there? Why do we go for gravity construction there? Because dam should rest on the floor. It should first of all rest there on the floor, so it should not topple over under the forces, क्योंकि उसके पीछे बहुत सारा force है. There is a reservoir behind the dam, so it has to be made thick enough. So once you make it thick enough, the concrete is then good in tension because load सारा distribute हो रहा है इधर through the thickness of the concrete, right? So there we do not require reinforcement. Dams are not provided; they are made in plain cement concrete. You must have seen कि कहीं पर block डाल रहे हैं below the walls. छोटे छोटे काम जो होते हैं below the walls, वहाँ पर ब्लॉक डालते हैं और लोग विदाउट reinforcement डालते हैं. But that's not advisable first of all. अब जो डाल रहे हैं then it's they actually have to go through the design check कि मैं सही कर रहा हूँ कि गलत कर रहा हूँ. And I have seen walls which are cast in blocks which are cast for plinth and they have actually failed in tension. So there should be a proper design check before you move ahead in that case. So then we move into there are few properties of concrete that मैं चाहता हूँ apart from strength you should also know. One is, I didn't discuss this, I just forgot this about steel when I was discussing Fe250, Fe415 and Fe500. There is also Fe550 now, and I told you these are deformed bars. And they are also ribbed. You must have seen steel bar, उसमें ऐसे ribs होते हैं, ऊपर ribs होते हैं. Now, what is the purpose of these ribs? Huh?
Bond.
Tension. Bond. He's right. Bond. Concrete plus steel. They together form again a composite. It's a composite picture. Now steel is always embedded in, for example, this is block, so steel will be somewhere inside concrete. It will be hidden inside concrete. Now when the load will come, any load, the load will be transferred from concrete then into steel. पहले कंक्रीट में लोड जाएगा, फिर अंदर उसके अंदर छुपा हुआ स्टील, तो उस पर लोड ट्रांसफर होगा। स्टील की प्रॉपर्टी अलग है, कंक्रीट की प्रॉपर्टी अलग है। Concrete, there is a term which is very important here when it comes to this, that's modulus of elasticity. What is modulus of elasticity? What does it give you? It's actually giving you the stress to strain parameter. Stress to strain, वही है ना modulus of elasticity. Now for concrete, stress to strain, modulus of elasticity is 2 into 10 raised to power 4 Newton per mm4 for concrete. And for steel, this is 2 into 10 raised to power 5. What does this mean? Steel has got more modulus of elasticity. How much? 10 times more as compared to concrete. Right? So, steel will be, what does this tell you? For the same amount of stress, there will be lesser amount of strain in what? Steel or concrete? You have stress by strain, steel, 2 into 10 raised to 5. Stress by strain, concrete, 2 into 10 raised to 4. And the units then, Newton per mm4. Now for same amount of stress in both, if this is same, so this will be into strain of steel, into strain, this will go here, into strain of concrete. Right? So, what will be more now? This will be less, and this will be more, so that these are equal. This should be now, when these are equal, when the stress levels in steel and concrete are equal, that means you will have to, this will be less Q, because this term is already more. Now this term is less, this will be more. So the strain in concrete is more as compared to that in steel. So what will then happen? When the strain in concrete will be more as compared to steel, strain will behave separately and steel will behave separately. Steel will, because it's straining less, वो यहाँ पर अपनी पोजीशन पे फिक्स है ऑलमोस्ट, एंड द कंक्रीट इज, it may be expanding, it may be compressing, there will be things happening with the concrete more often than in case of steel. So to avoid that happening, what do? We actually rip the steel so that they do not behave separately, they bond together, and there are bonds, then there are bond stresses between the two. Now the steel and concrete should bond together. They should bond together. For that, you need ribbing is very important, because once the concrete में strain is more as compared to that in steel, concrete would naturally, because it's then weak in tension, it would start cracking at the point of impact with the steel, क्योंकि वो खींच रहा है और स्टील उतना खींच नहीं रहा है, then it would start cracking. Now this ribbing, what it's doing, वो इस खिंचाव को रोक रही है. It's actually interlocking concrete. इस रिब, अगर मैं इसमें ऐसे बना लूँ, ये रिब्स बड़े बड़े बना रहा हूँ मैं, ये स्टील का बार है, दिस इज स्टील बार, ये इसके रिब्स है, तो इसके बीच में कंक्रीट और उसके एग्रीगेट्स एंड दे आर ऑल गेटिंग इंटरलॉक्ड, वो बीच में फंस रहा है. So there is less amount of stresses then, which are actually the bond stresses. They are known as bond stresses. Less amount of bond stresses are developing at the point of impact of steel and concrete. So we have to achieve, that's known as strain, very important, compatibility. Compatibility of steel and concrete. We have to achieve strain compatibility. Compatibility means they are compatible means what? On the same page. दोनों एक ही डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हैं, उसका यही मतलब है. In terms of steel and concrete, they are moving in the same direction when the load is happening. ऐसा नहीं है कि कंक्रीट आगे भाग रहा है और स्टील पीछे छूट रहा है. So you are actually ensuring that both move together. Even when steel is getting lesser strain, लेकिन कंक्रीट भाग रहा है. I am just trying to explain you. भाग तो कहीं नहीं रहा है, कंक्रीट भाग रहा है, लेकिन स्टील इसके साथ है. ये ऐसे मैंने फिक्स कर दिया ड्यू टू बॉन्ड. कैसे? बाय प्लेसिंग रिब्स. दिस इज अ गुड एग्जांपल. यू आर एक्चुअली फिक्सिंग इट हियर. जब ये भाग रहा है तो दोनों इकट्ठे भाग रहे हैं. अगर मैं इसको फिक्स नहीं करता, इट वॉज एम्बेडेड, तो स्टील रुक जाता और ये भाग जाता. सो स्टील को बॉन्ड करने के लिए विद कंक्रीट यू आर डूइंग मेनी थिंग्स. ऑल्दो स्टील एंड कंक्रीट का बॉन्ड अच्छा है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल वुड एंड कंक्रीट डू नॉट हैव द सेम बॉन्ड बिटवीन देम. एंड what decides the bond? Bond is decided by three things. Bond is decided by friction. One. Now the friction between the two is giving you good bond. More the friction, better is the bond. Right? Then chemical addition. This is the second thing. They are chemically, for example, you have epoxy, जो आप नीचे कारपेट डालते हो, तो उसको बांधते हो ना, कैसे कारपेट को कैसे इस पे आप चिपका देते हो ना, बाय इपॉक्सी रेजन. सो दैट्स हाउ स्टील also is a good resinous. Then it becomes a good resinous material when it combines with, concrete is a good resinous material once it combines with steel. So उनके बीच में addition हो जाता है. You must have read already, there are two processes, addition and which one? Cohesion. So cohesion is between same material then. Addition is between different materials. Now here steel and concrete are good. They are, उनके बीच में addition bond is good enough. Then with respect to other materials, if you use aluminium in concrete, not as good as between steel and, if you use wood, much worse. So concrete is good with something which is steel in terms of bond. That's why steel है. It has not been replaced for last 150 years with concrete. So it has stuck with concrete. You could not replace it with better alloys. There were even better alloys like nickel is one. You have molybdenum. You have what do you call this? Cadmium. They are all better. उनकी strength भी ज़्यादा है than steel. You had to use small amount of that in concrete, but they are not good adhesive materials with concrete. So they separate out from concrete. When they are separating out, you cannot ensure that they are moving together. So this strain compatibility is dependent on bond, and bond is then dependent on friction, chemical addition, and third thing is itself, which I just told you about these ribs. The ribs on the, so that offers interlocking of aggregates. So this is the third phenomena, in just the interlocking, दोनों को बंद कर रहे हैं आपस में. So then it cannot move. So these are the processes. तो strain compatibility मैं इस पे end करता हूँ यहाँ पर, just to give you an